She was crying at the register, but nobody noticed. Customers kept walking. Managers kept laughing. But the man watching her from the corner? He wasn't just a shopper. He was the CEO of the entire company, disguised. And what he saw changed everything. That's the first thing Mr. Charles Mason noticed when he walked into his flagship store. Disguised in a worn hoodie, faded jeans, and a cap pulled low over his eyes. As the CEO of one of the country's fastest-growing retail chains, Charles had decided to go undercover to see the real faces behind the counters, the people who kept his billion-dollar company alive. But what he saw that morning changed everything. Behind the checkout counter stood a young black woman, barely in her 20s, eyes swollen, silently wiping away tears while scanning items. Customers passed by her without a second glance. Even worse, two supervisors just a few feet away were laughing, as if nothing was wrong. Charles joined the line, pretending to browse, watching her every move. Her name tag read, Amara. When it was finally his turn, she looked up and forced a weak smile. "Hi, welcome. Did you find everything okay?" Charles leaned in slightly. "Are you okay?" he whispered. She paused. Her lip trembled. Then she shook her head almost invisibly and continued scanning. He paid in silence, but his mind was racing. Something was very wrong. Scene 2. The break room revelation. During his lunch break, Charles, still undercover, walked into the employee break room. There he found Amara sitting alone, sipping water, trying to steady her breath. He sat across from her. "I know this might sound strange, but I saw you crying earlier. Do you want to talk about it?" At first, she was hesitant, but something in his eyes, kind, patient, sincere, made her open up. "I've been trying to hold it in for weeks," she said, voice barely a whisper. "Ever since I got here, it's been rough. I'm always on time. I do extra shifts. But no matter what I do, they treat me like I don't belong here." "Who?" Charles asked gently. "You're not just keeping your job. You're getting a promotion. You'll be leading our customer experience task force across this region. Because we need leaders like you. People who know what it's like to be unheard and still choose kindness." Amara's hands flew to her mouth. She was crying again, but this time from joy. In the weeks that followed, things changed. Charles implemented a strict anti-discrimination training program across all stores. He personally oversaw internal audits of HR cases that had been ignored. And Amara? She took her new role with pride, visiting stores, listening to employees, and making sure no one else had to suffer in silence like she did. One afternoon, Charles got a handwritten letter from Amara. It read, "Thank you for seeing me when no one else did. You didn't just give me a promotion, you gave me my voice back. I'm going to make sure others are heard, too." He smiled, because sometimes the best business decision is simply doing the right thing. They ignored her pain, but the boss saw her truth. "What would you have done?"